My name's Johnny Quinn, and I am a U.S. Olympian in the sport of bobsled.
You talked to a guy that has really been on everybody's radar for the last 24 hours because of this picture from U.S. bobsledder Johnny Quinn, who had to bust through his bathroom door after he was locked inside. What did he tell you?
He said that he went in to take a shower, and it's just become an infamous story around the athletes' village. This is the story everyone is talking about.
We double-checked to make sure that all the bathroom locks were working in case Johnny Quinn tried to bust down one of these antique doors.
I have a pretty good sense of humor. I thought maybe I'd get a couple of retweets, maybe some funny comments, but nothing to the extent of what has happened. And so it's given me a platform to go out and share my story, encourage others. One thing I realized, wherever I went to speak, I realized there are kids everywhere who have the same dreams that I had growing up. You know, as a young kid growing up in the state of Texas, football is king. And I knew that I want to be an NFL player one day. During my time at North Texas, I had a very, very fortunate career. Entering the NFL draft in 2007, I felt very confident about my chances of getting drafted. Of all the receivers coming out, I was in the top 10 statistically. Day one goes by, I don't get drafted. Day two goes by, and I don't get drafted. And so at that point, it reminded me of my high school career where, you know what? I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Once the NFL draft concluded, I was very fortunate to have 4 teams reach out to my agent, and I signed my first undrafted free agent contract deal with the Buffalo Bills in 2007. During my time with the Buffalo Bills, it was very short. I was one of the first guys to get cut. I got released prior to training camp. After I got released from Buffalo, I had a workout with the New Orleans Saints, but that did not result in a contract. And in November, I got invited up to work out for the Green Bay Packers. And I tell you what, walking out in Lambeau Field on Monday Night Football versus the Cincinnati Bengals, it was an unbelievable moment in my life. And it made all the sacrifices leading up to that moment, to that game, worth it. And I had my first catch in the preseason on Monday Night Football, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And 3 weeks later, they cut me. After 2 years bouncing around the NFL, I went up north of the border and signed with the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian Football League. But Saskatchewan cut me. You know, as a professional football player, when I turned pro at 22 years old, I had a dream come true. And by age 26, I had been cut 3 times and blew out my knee. And so talk about an emotional roller coaster. My football career didn't go the way I anticipated it. I saw that door on professional football coming to an end.
The USA, what a great run from this man from Monterey, California in the first heat to put himself in medal contention with Justin Olson, Johnny Quinn, and Dallas Robinson on the USA 2 sled.
At that time, my agent represented a guy in the 2002 Winter Olympics that took silver in bobsled, and they look for former football players with a track background. Things started to line up, and I sent some of my speed and acceleration film to a pilot at the Olympic Training Center. He's telling me more about bobsled, and I'm telling him about football and how I'm still trying to play football. Well, in October, during team trials, one of his guys shows up overweight. And so I get a call from this pilot 2 days before the 4-man competition. And I said, well, I'll come up, but I've never pushed a bobsled in my life. He said, all you have to do is get in the sled. My first time ever on ice was at the 4-man competition. I slip, I get in, and we took 3rd place. Even by the halfway point of the season, I got moved up to the U.S. national team. And then this year I was named to the U.S. Olympic team. I mean, what an unbelievable experience that was. Walking in opening ceremonies as a small part of the 230 athlete delegation to represent the U.S. Such an unbelievable moment. At 26 years old, after being cut 3 times, having a blown out knee, I saw my dream that I had as a little kid growing up coming to an end. I didn't understand that there was something better coming.